Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Aspiring Creator, where we talk about all the stuff behind the scenes that most people probably don't talk about, and so I talk about it. Starting off this week on the random list of things to talk about, a quick thank you. First of all, a number of times I've sat here saying like, please leave a review. It'd be great to leave a review. I don't get like any notification when people actually leave reviews, and I noticed that Home Cinema Alliance and Harakow, I'm maybe Harrison something or other, have both left reviews on Apple Podcasts. So thank you very much. That's very, very kind of you. And also the opportunity whilst we're here to ask if you are listening to these podcasts, if you are watching the shows, please do leave some reviews or feedback on the various platforms. Apple Podcasts would be great, but if you can do it on Spotify or whatever platform it is, that would be amazing. Thank you very much. Okay. The first proper thing for the list this week is I have a second channel, and this is something we've been chatting about on and off for a while. I've actually had second channels before, and I got bored, not bored after them, but maybe got bored after them after a while. And so I have like my main channel. Me and my kid have like a Pokemon channel where we open random Pokemon packs, and that's just more so I can spend time with him. And we've been thinking for a while about having this second channel where there are less scripted, easier to shoot, like no editing or little to no editing. Just lots of, a channel where I can basically do quick fire videos, and for me it fixes so many problems. Well, not problems, but like fills a gap that my main channel isn't filling. So my main channel is very much still, we research, we ideate, we make the videos that we think are going to perform that well, and that's where like those videos sit. The problem is I get invited to lots of events, lots of press launches and releases, and like new products that have come out, and some of them I can't talk about. Like there was one that I went to a few weeks ago, which was a great brand, a brand I haven't worked with before but want to work with, but the particular thing they were launching isn't really relevant to my main channel. It's more like a businessy product versus a consumer product. So and that's just one example of so many other things that happen where I go see something, I go like, oh, that's either like really, really cool, but I can't cover it, but also like, I'm not really that fussed, but thank you very much for inviting me. I still want to make a good impression. And so for this second channel, which we have nicknamed / has turned into the actual name of Pete Matheson's Cool Channel, and we've just like blown up my head so it's a big head on my small shoulders or whatever. Just we're having a bit of fun with it, and the idea is that I can literally just all of these videos I can save up, whether it is going to be an embargo thing, whether it is going to be just like this thing I'm interested in, but I can literally sit down at my desk. I've got two cameras, got like a top-down camera and my main camera. I've got the little I've got the Rodecaster Video S, the switcher, so I can switch live between the camera angles, and I'm recording it on the Rodecaster itself. So basically, I sit there, I do a live take of a video, and we actually did this once or twice on the main channel many, many years ago, and actually those videos have performed pretty well. Little to no editing. So far, none of the videos have any editing on them whatsoever. It's just a case of like pressing the button, hey guys, welcome to this video. We're going to talk about blah, blah, blah. And there's no scripting. What I may do is write down a few bullet points just to make sure I touch on all the things. The next one I'm actually going to sit down and do this afternoon is the Google Fitbit Air. Going to do my full-on review and thoughts and comparisons to the Whoop and the Apple Watch and the whatever Ultra Human Ring and all the other bits I'm wearing, and show the app and show all its like sleep stats and tracking and comparisons across everything. But I can do that by I literally just sit down at the table and chat for however long I need to chat to get everything out. And I really like that approach because it means I can blast through a load of videos. I can schedule them all up on that second channel. I have no worries about how videos on that channel performs. I'm just going to throw some videos up on there. If stuff performs well, then great. If not, then it doesn't really matter. And the kind of whole purpose of this is to move away from thinking that every video has to perform, which for me, it still feels like it does have to on the main channel, because that is very like financially driven, because of course, like if the videos underperform, then the sponsors won't offer as much money because they see value in views versus the quality of content and all that kind of stuff. So still very much focusing on creating that highly produced big potential view count for the main channel, whilst the smaller channel can have this whole other category of videos on. I can do topics that we would never, cover on the main channel. I can touch finance, I can touch business, I can touch tech stuff, I can do fitness tech and all sorts of other bits. So I'm very excited to see where that goes. It also means that is a second route to monetization, but I'm going to be very, very clear with those, brands. If we ever do, it's tiny, tiny channel at the moment, but if we ever do any brand deals on that channel, it's just like, look, it's a one take. It is what it is. There are no edits. It's just like you're buying like what we're selling essentially. Which is me sat at a table. I'm going to spend 10, 15, 20 minutes reviewing your product. And that's like, we're done. So we're going to see how that goes. We have posted a few videos already. Some of them have done pretty okay for like a brand new channel. Again, with no focus on like performance or statistics or anything. I've just kind of seen them going like, well, hey, for a video that took me like 10 minutes, awesome. That's done like 4,000 views. I'm doing like AI thumbnails, AI titling. I almost could not give a crap about like how it performs with the way I'm doing the titles and thumbnails. I'm just like going to, I paid the low rate for vidIQ and just go onto vidIQ and just go, I think vidIQ then transcribes the video and then comes up with a suggested title and a suggested thumbnail. It pulls out like my likeness from the video. So it makes like fake AI Pete thumbnails. But hey, let's just go with it and see what happens with it. It's an interesting experiment to run through. Next on my list, I'm going to mention this as well because this was actually a while ago. I feel like maybe I haven't done one of these in a while, which is probably quite bad. It's been mega busy. I have done like a couple of family holidays. We've had half term. One of my kids is now being homeschooled. I'm going away to China this weekend, which I'll talk about soon. Then I was in like Singapore like 4 weeks ago. So it's gone a bit mental. So maybe I haven't done one for a while. But I had a chat with my old channel manager, Chris, a while ago, whenever that was. And we were just having a general catch up and we just got onto chatting about YouTube. And so Chris now is, I don't know how to describe him. He is a YouTube consultant for businesses. So if you have a business and you want to create a YouTube channel and, get those videos perform and bring in business and bring in leads for your business, then like he's the guy. And so we were just running through things and he had this list, which I kind of noted down and went like, oh, that's interesting. I'll make sure we try and do that in ours. And so in terms of, I'm going to run through my random notes. So for me, I wrote down like the IT expert explains thing which was just another reminder of like, one of the things you get taught in YouTube is to like lean into your unfair advantage. And I kind of lost that for a while because I've fallen into I'm just a tech YouTuber now. And actually my background is in IT, as I guess a lot of tech YouTubers are, but I had a pretty technical background in IT, like networking and switching and like enterprise IT, I guess you could call it. And so we did a video title recently, which was IT Expert Explains the Unify Ubiquity Buyer's Guide, whatever it was. And that's performed very well. And I think it performed well because of the packaging and the way like the hook of the video was like, hey, I'm a IT expert, or, here's my background history. This is why you should listen to me. And now here's the video. And that just packaging works very, very well. So we're going to try and do that in some of our other upcoming videos as we go. So that was the first thing I wrote down. And the second thing was his like intro format he uses with his clients. And it was make them short, like 30 seconds long, 150 words. And they're based on the package of like three things. So the first thing is paying off the title. So make sure you undo any clickbait in the title. You use clickbait in the title and thumbnail to get people to click on the video, but you need to immediately undo any of the clickbait to make sure you're not clickbaiting people into that video within the first few seconds. Leverage your authority, again, like the unfair advantage, like introducing yourself and why they should listen to you. And then the third thing was, what's the format of this video? Is it a listicle? Is it a story? Are there going to be any secrets you're going to, let on later in the video? That whole thing, alluding to something later on that I need to stick around to see. And that was his like 3-part intro format. And then something else he mentioned as well, which considering the video length relative to the packaging of the video. So, if you're watching, which is an interesting one, because we both disagreed on, what an acceptable length video is for certain topics. But if you look at a monitor review, for example, who would watch a 40-minute long monitor review? Not many people, but weirdly, they're one of our highest performing categories on the channel, and lots of our monitor review videos that are 40 minutes long perform really, really well. So that is an interesting one to think about, but also then, take it with a pinch of salt, and everyone's slightly different and biased in what they think as well. But might make you think about, if someone's going to sit down and watch a video about the I don't know, the Samsung S26 Ultra, would they sit and listen to slash watch a hour long or 30-minute or 10-minute when the phone's already been out for a very long time? So there is that. That was on my list. Next up in things my ADHD brain has done this week is Facebook. I keep hearing from a lot of people saying that Facebook's really great. You should be posting on Facebook. Actually, I saw a number of tweets or threads recently that also said that Facebook was now like the number one source of ad revenue over YouTube for a lot of people. And I've seen it said so many times that Facebook is a great place to post your videos. And I kind of gone, well, I've posted a few to Facebook and it never really does anything. So like I've given up. Facebook also brought in their monetization thing recently where they basically said if you haven't posted on Facebook in, I don't know what it was, like 3 months, then we will post you, we will pay you like $1,000 a month if you just post regularly, or like $3,000 a month if you post regularly, if you have 1 million subscribers on other platforms. It was based on like the size of your audience on other platforms, and basically saying, hey, if you're a big creator on this platform, bring your audience over to our platform, and we'll guarantee to pay you a bonus whilst you do it. And then hopefully, obviously, that will you'll then start earning income from Facebook and ads and all that kind of stuff anyway. Problem being, as with everything, as with most things, it's like US only. It was like US and Canada. So again, the rest of the world gets forgotten about, and the UK being one of those that gets left out of Facebook monetization. Was it like Twitter when that came out and started like people get paid to tweet? That was like a US only thing. So again, UK gets left out. Threads, I think, did the same thing. It gets really boring to the stage of like, oh look, everyone's getting paid to post stuff, and so that encourages people to go and just shit post and grow their audiences by posting like the clickbaitiest content they can. And then is left people like me sat there going like, I don't really want to post on these platforms because it's just full of clickbait stuff that I don't want to read. And then the monetization pulls off, and these people are left with massive audiences, and I'm left with like no audience, and I kind of can't be bothered at that point. So on to Facebook. Again, I heard lots of people saying Facebook's great. It's a great place to grow an audience. Some people are growing their Facebook accounts faster than growing other accounts. I used to have a separate Facebook page, which was set up, and annoyingly, because my main Facebook page had like facebook.com/Pete Matheson, because my main page had that, I had to create the second page as the Pete Matheson. So I had like these 2 different pages. I have now scrapped that second page, or rather paused it, or whatever it is, and now I have changed my main profile into a influencer content creator. There's a different type of profile, like professional mode, I think it's called. And so what's happened by changing it into professional mode is that all my current private stuff is private, I believe, and like old posts are all private, and only the audience that could see them could see them. But when I go to post stuff now, it defaults to being public. So when I post my videos and reels and whatever I want to post, it is publicly viewable and everyone can see that. So what I've started doing is posting some of my long form videos to Facebook. I've done like one every day, or one or two every other day or so. And it's very, very slow progress, but I just found it interesting because on Facebook, I immediately get some audience feedback, because obviously I've got like, not 500 people on Facebook from friends and family that already engage with the content. And so be interested to see where that goes. But there's no like real update on how good that is going yet, because that's only happened in the last week. But I just thought I'd mention it because it's, again, another interesting test, kind of like having the second channel, but now like Facebook. And this is like forever the problem of like content creation is like, oh, maybe I should do this shiny thing over here because maybe that would be a good idea. Next on the list, interesting one. So this is very timely right now. So we were looking at the good old Howl stuff, the affiliate platform Howl, and how we were doing with like Rakuten links. And I am still having issues getting paid from Samsung US on Rakuten. So we moved from Howl because we weren't getting paid from Howl, and that applies to like all the brands on Howl. And then we moved to Rakuten, and the Samsung payments on Rakuten are getting held. And the message we got back from Rakuten, this is the main thing, like at least Rakuten are replying to their emails. The message we got back from Rakuten is we're still waiting from Samsung to send the payment, so it's been delayed to you and blah, blah, blah. So the other day I was like, oh, well, if we're not going to get paid, I might as well like not get paid through Howl, because Howl had a nicer interface. It had more brands on the thing. Generally, like their commission rates were very, very good. So we almost went and updated our videos to go back to the Howl platform. But I thought I would just double check. And so we stopped using Howl in January, February, when like everything kicked off over Christmas. And we pulled all our links over to Rakuten and CJ and like spread all the other platforms out. And generally speaking, we were getting paid the same, if not slightly better rates on those other platforms than we were getting paid on Howl. But anyway, we moved all our links over. But because Howl has a 90-day payment terms, that actually we are still owed money, even though we stopped using their links because, it's 90-day terms. And when I logged into Howl thinking like, oh, let's just have a, check it out and start looking at the links and stuff again, there are three payments up there for like March, April, May that are like thousands of dollars again that are processing and have not been paid. And I just kind of forgot about Howl and went, meh, Howl is kind of all fell apart for us. And but yeah, to see the payments sat there still processing for payments that again we are still owed, but that's like old commission that we are still owed, was a bit frustrating. So again, I've dropped an email to their accounts team and payment team. That was, I don't know, this morning or last night, yet to receive a response. So just stating facts are not paid by Howl, apart from in January when I had a huge go at them by email and there's a whole thing that blew up and they threatened to sue me and all sorts of stuff. But still not getting paid. And so I won't be moving my links back to Howl just on the basis of like they're still not even replying to emails. Again, it's been probably less than 24 hours since I emailed them. So to be fair to them, the thing that came through this morning, and again, that's the timely update is, again, I haven't received this email, but one of my friends received an email from Howl, and I've seen a couple of other people mention this online already, is that Samsung are pulling out of Howl, or Howl are pulling out of Samsung, or something along those lines. And the email reads, hello, Samsung partner. We are reaching out to let you know that the current Samsung program on Howl will sunset today, Tuesday, June the 2nd. So, like, that's not really like any form of notice. You would have thought, oh, 30 days notice or 90 days notice, or, this is going to wind down at some point. It's just like, as of today, we're not doing it anymore. It's gone. And I actually logged into Howl and checked, and you can't find Samsung on Howl anymore. It's just been completely removed. So I wonder what that means, because we still have Samsung UK. I think we still have Samsung US via Rakuten, although I've also seen some communication. Is Rakuten merging with Impact? I think something along those lines, or Impact buying Rakuten, and they're moving all the Rakuten stuff over to Impact. There's some other stuff going on, like with affiliate platforms buying affiliate platforms or merging or what have you. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if there's going to be a new affiliate platform that comes out, maybe Samsung coming out with their own platform. I've heard lots of horror stories from people that have, when like new phones are launched and loads of creators go out there and, post their videos, the new phones are being announced, like pre-order's going to open up on this date, use my link and you'll get a $50 credit and blah, blah, blah. Loads of people hammer those. But the reason why people do that is because some people I know are getting like a lot of money from people buying through their links and pre-ordering, like tens of thousands for each time they release a new phone, or maybe even more sometimes. But from what I've then seen and firsthand experience is that those people are then not getting paid out. And through various platforms, it's because whether it's the platform themselves, whether it's like led by Samsung, I don't know. This is just, I don't know. But they believe they're fraudulent, and they believe they've like done something to make so many people click or pre-order or something. It's just like, no, hey, I posted a video and people went to legitimately pre-order because they want to buy the phone. And so quite rightly, us as creators are sat here going like, we just made you like hundreds of thousands of dollars, or in some cases like over $1 million in sales, and you're quibbling over paying us like the $10,000 or 20, 30, whatever it might be in commission, which gets a bit, not that great after a while. But anyway, again, don't know what's going to happen. Maybe they'll come up with their own program. We will see and see what happens. But for now, the Howl Samsung program is no more. Next on my list, shorts performance. So a while back, we spent a couple of weeks just doing short form videos. We had no long form videos scheduled. We just sat down and went ham on shooting shorts. We posted like 2 to 3 shorts per day for those 2-3 weeks or whatever it was. And like, it was very clear initially which videos performed well, because we were noticing a trend in certain types of videos. But actually now time has gone on, the views have leveled out a lot more. So those other videos that perform very well, the videos that haven't performed that well have kind of come up to that same level. Whereas the first videos that were taking off kind of stopped. And so it's a very interesting pattern to see. There's still a pattern, I think, but it also reinforced the fact that you could still make short form video about almost anything, and given time, it will, generally get views and perform pretty well. So lots of our shorts, had thousands, tens of thousands views, and we had no big explosive ones. But again, it's when you're similar to posting, your long form YouTube content, you're looking for what stuff performed better than the other content. Well, cool, let's make more of that content. And then you niche down more and you niche down more, and you find the stuff that performs well. And I feel like that test worked for us. The depressing news is now we've kind of come off of that and we're back down to just doing our long form videos for now. Is that now YouTube, all the YouTube stats were great. For this month and for last month, they were great because, your views are up because you're posting multiple shorts a day that are each getting 10 to 20,000 views. Subscribers are up because you're getting more subscribers off the back of shorts. Watch time is slightly up because it's short form, but there's still more watch time. And money stayed the same because you earn next to nothing from AdSense revenue on short form videos. But it does mean that now it's all coming back down again. Subscribers are slowing down and views are slowing down because we've eased off the shorts. And so it does put into question why. And again, this is the whole reason behind doing it. Is it worth doing short form video? And I'm still potentially of the belief that short form content is actually a bad thing for a channel. And this is again another reason why we started the Pete Masterson's Cool channel, because we can only post long form content, zero short form content on that channel. There was a stat I saw by vidIQ, I think, that said that the channels that grew the slowest based on their testing and data that they had were channels that posted both shorts and longs on the same channel. The channels that grew the fastest were just pure shorts channels. The second fastest were just pure longs channels. And then the slowest was the combined two. And so that does kind of reinforce my thinking that actually, if you're posting shorts and longs, then is it going to waste impressions on showing the wrong type of content to the wrong viewer? If I've watched a channel, if I've watched shorts, if I have watched shorts from one channel and then I go onto my YouTube homepage, it's going to show me long form videos for that channel. But I don't want to watch long form videos. I watch that channel for their shorts videos. And so therefore it's wasting the impression on me because I'm never going to watch the long form video. And that's how I see potentially this happening with having that mix of shorts and long form content on the channel. So again, we did the experiment, it had a positive impact on various metrics, but one of the key metrics there being it did not bring in any income. And in fact, actually, throughout the last few weeks, it has just gone nuts in terms of brand deals and stuff. I say nuts. We've had one or two big companies come through and place. We're still negotiating one of them, actually, to be fair. But we've had one company come through and place an order of 3 or 4 long form videos. So that is pretty cool. But yeah, the schedule has gone nuts. So as far as shorts performance goes, they performed well. It gave us data, but there's still questions on whether it's worth doing them. And for now, I still feel like it's not worth doing short form content on the main channel unless it's unless it's part of a brand deal, and that's the only real reasons at the moment. So if we do long form video and the brand also wants to get a short form video out of it, then yeah, cool, we'll do that. Something else I'm going to mention here as well, because this is something that's new to us, although it has caused some confusion with the brand or some brands, is that one of the recent brand deals we are in the middle of, we agreed, the brand was very keen to, I'll explain. So I'm going to China in a week's time, this weekend, and I am going to shoot a video with a brand. However, in this situation, the brand is pretty much scripting the video. They are shooting the video, they are editing the video, and they are posting the video. Now, what we agreed with them initially, and what we have agreed with them, is that they will post it on their channel, the main big giant brand's channel, because essentially it's an ad for them. It would not live that well on my channel because, my viewers would just see that and crucify me for bro, you just posted an ad. It's that whole thing. And so I kind of thought, well, actually, that's going to be more damaging to my channel, if anything else. So let the brand post it on their channel and then tag me. You can do collaborative posts on YouTube. Tag me as a collaborator. And then, if people go into their subscriptions feed, they'll see the video from that brand and me posted together. And it doesn't appear on my videos feed, my videos page on my channel. But it does show up on YouTube as both of us posted this video. It means all the metrics, the views, the subscribers, everything are attributed to that brand's channel, and it doesn't then interfere with my channel. And if the brand wants to boost views and pay promotion or whatever they want to do behind it, they can do that safely without it affecting anything to do with me. The only thing I think it does is gives, if people watch the video and they're subscribed to me, or if they're subscribed to the brand, they'll see a subscribe button so they can subscribe to the channel that they're not subscribed to, which is pretty cool. The confusion being is they didn't really understand what that meant. And now what happens is they've kind of gone, we were hoping it would be posted on your channel too. So we are potentially in talks with doing maybe some short form content and licensing or something to make up the difference. But it is what it is. And that was just an interesting thing that I thought we could try out. And essentially, like, when we get the brands wanting this thing, was cool. We'll post it on your channel. If you want the video, you've got it on your channel, and you can tag me. So then technically, it's both of us posting together. So you get exposure to our audience, which is, I think, ultimately what the brands want. They want our audience to see their videos. Cool. So I'll mention this here as well because this is part of it. So I'm jumping around a bit in my list of things. So a few weeks ago, I said no to Computex. So Computex is just finished or is happening. I think it's just finished, actually. So Computex, big thing in Taiwan, tech show, more like PC components and processors. NVIDIA announced some new like Windows, Microsoft chips to, replace Intel or whatever it is. Very cool stuff. For Computex, I was speaking with Computex themselves, who were offering to, fly me out there and accommodation and all that kind of stuff, in return for I think it was like a 5-minute feature in a video. So I could do like a what's in my bag video, and then just share the fact that I'm at Computex, and I do a bit of what's my bag around and say, oh, here's the stand, the really cool stand that I want to show you at Computex. And, a lot of people do this for things like CES. And I didn't want to do like, as nice as having, travel and accommodation paid for, like making a video in return for free. Like, I don't earn any money on that trip. Like, I'd literally be taking a week out of my time to earn no money for a free trip. And whilst those are nice at times, it just isn't the time of year. It was a hugely busy time of the year, so I said no to that one. And then in return, I actually just signed a how can I say this without giving away the figures? We were discussing this. It's multiple 5-figure deal. It's like 10,000 or higher, I guess is what we say it. We managed to sign a decent deal, and I kind of see that as what's it called? Karma? Or is it karma's the wrong word? But like, I said no to this free thing, and in return, I got this like decent brand deal. And I couldn't have really done that brand deal had I said yes to the free trip to Computex and Taipei and all that kind of stuff. So really, really cool. We managed to do that. And again, this is like the busy time of year. We're trying to do it all within our Monday.com system. We're slowly migrating over to this web app thing, which we're developing at the moment. But it's gone mental. We are pretty much booked up until July. I think we've got a space or two in July. August is starting to get booked up now. And then obviously we hit like September. There's a few things we are already booking in September for like iPhone season. Although rumors are that iPhone are splitting up their launches because, they're splitting up like the Pros and the base models and the Folds and the Airs and all that kind of stuff. So to that, just to answer that potential question of because we don't really know what's happening, we've got some general ideas in our schedule, but we're going to wait and see what happens. And obviously we're going to move things around if things change and timelines change and all that kind of stuff. So that was pretty cool. I've spoken about the China trip. Let's talk about the software side of things. So on the vibe coding update. So we use Monday.com as our main like project management system. And we were hosting this. I was vibe coding some stuff using Claude, and I dumped it onto a web server. And actually, I ended up bringing it all in house, so we can just develop it on the box here. Problem being is that when I was trying to get automated stuff to run more than once a day, it then fell over because I had to then pay an upgrade, and I was getting so many like security notifications because it was like, oh, this is a flag that's being flagged on your account. So I was like, let's just scrap all this. Let's bring it in house. Let's run it on the Mac Mini that we have sat here doing nothing anyway. So let's just run this, And now we can run as many automations as we want, as many times throughout the day. It doesn't cost anything. It's free. It's sat on the box we've already got. The web interface is run on there, so we can still access it locally. We just VPN into the studio, and I can still access everything. And I've built out so much stuff in there at the moment. It's really cool. The only problem is I hit my my Claude usage limits today, and so I need to wait for that to free up again in about another hour's time. But now I have this company dashboard, which is getting pretty close to. I've got a link to the Monday system, but I'm going to get it to the stage where it's all working so well I can break that link and just store the data in this system instead. Still probably maybe a way away from it, but so far I have my homepage, and the homepage gives us 16 brands that need attention. So there are brands that it knows that we need to follow up because we either haven't spoken to them for a long time, or there's some news that's come out. There's maybe a new product launch that's coming up, and so it's flagged them to make us reach out to them. It's giving me an update on the affiliate income we've earned over the last 30 days. All of this refreshes every hour, so it should be up to date. It also shows us any ideas that we've shortlisted, which I'll get onto in a minute because there's another module in this. It then has our production pipeline, and that shows us the next videos that are coming up, who's editing them, what stage those videos are at. Something I've just started, and this is what broke my credits with Claude, is I'm starting to use it so that it knows hey, if we're due to script the video soon, then actually before we even script the video, go and do some research, use Claude and Gemini and blah blah blah. Go and do some research online, find some videos on the same topic, find ones which are performing that well, look at the thumbnails for them, go and do a load of ideation and packaging research for me ahead of time, so that when we come to do it ourselves, we've got some initial data to go yeah, this is a good idea. There's some great thumbnail ideas. So we've started writing that into everything as well. I then also pulled stuff out of Monday so that any brands that are currently being negotiated or are being, we're waiting for them we've sent the agreement, but we're waiting for them to sign it, or just, signing, signs, negotiating, signing, negotiating. So just any brands that we need to maybe follow up, or just keeps us up to date of we need to maybe chase those up. That's on our homepage. I've also then brought in our frame.io so that if there are any videos sat on our frame.io that are currently waiting for approval because they're not set to, approved or need changes or whatever it is, then it flags them there, so that we're not kind of sat there wondering if it's been approved or not, or the whole point is this is just a dashboard you go to and go oh, this is what I need to do today. And so, very much work in progress. And then at the bottom is just the latest videos performance, so we can see how well our last few YouTube videos have performed, and we see their likes, the views, the comments, and we can and the thumbnail, and we can click into them and see a bit more detail from there. So that's the homepage. Then I've got a brand tracker, and the brand tracker is when it's tracking brands for me. It tells me when's the last time we spoke to them, and that's because it's digging into my Gmail inbox, finding that brand via email, matching their email addresses or matching their domain name, and recording when we were last in contact. And if we weren't in contact recently, it then flags them for review every 30 or 90 days or something along those lines. It also does a news check online for each of those brands. It tags each category for each brand. Sony, for example, they'll do phones and audio, but then headphones and speakers and TVs, and it will split those categories up so that if we don't want to know about one of their particular categories, then we can just untick that, and it will then only worry about stuff we care for, which is awesome. Under affiliates, we have built our own affiliate platform where we can now track, is used APIs to talk to our various other affiliate platforms to bring in the data. Some of them we cannot talk to. Amazon is still a CSV export, as are a few of the affiliate platforms. But I've been able to build in features hey, Amazon sometimes bonus us because we hit certain targets. So now I have a button that appears at the end or beginning of every month that says run month ends. And when I run month ends, it then says, copy, add your CSV files for Amazon, add in your bonuses here. For the other, we have an ads platform that runs on our website. So add in the amounts that the ads platform has paid you that month. So it just allows us to add everything in, versus it being a bit more bitty on the other platform we were used to using. Which weirdly, annoyingly, I've just repaid for another year's worth of that account, but it was £400 a year. So I felt like it's worth paying £400 to then keep it for a year and see what happens to it. So that's the affiliates page. We then have content strategy, and content strategy is an interesting one. I need to restyle that whole page. That looks horrible still. Where I've fed it a list of channels of like competitors' channels or like, similar niche tech channels, that kind of stuff. Basically, if I find an interesting channel, I'll throw it in there, and it will then go and scrape those channels for the last year's worth of their data. So it will find all their shorts, all their long form videos, store it in the database, which means and I can then interrogate that data and use it as ideation for my channel. Because, if we're pulling a year's worth of videos, it can go and pull, oh, what happened this time last year at the iPhone launch? Let's see what videos people were making around that time. Are there any particular types of videos that overperformed for other people? So, like, let's just see what data that can bring. So that's an interesting one. Project Manager is my kind of copy of Monday, but it's also totally different. I've bolted on a load of features, like and this is something else that's gone into the homepage. Like when a new video is posted on YouTube, it will then match that to the database video we had, and then it'll put in the YouTube thumbnail, the title, the description, all the data, the view metrics, like all that kind of stuff. So it kind of feeds it into that one dashboard that we can use to manage everything, as well as who sponsored it. There's a link to jump straight to the email conversation. There's just so much stuff that's in here. And then I have different views to seeing like a calendar view, the finance projections to see how much money we've got from sponsorships every month. And then there is a producer view, which is a bit broken because I haven't fixed that since. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's definitely broken. I need to fix that one. And then two more. We've got contract checker, which is just hopefully a drag and drop your contract in there, and it'll tell you if you need to change anything. And then my We Buy Views thing, which to be honest, I can probably kill off. It was my initial, hey, this would be fun just to like create a platform where you can paste in a YouTube channel and it tells you if they're buying views or not. Turns out it's a lot harder to put into code than it is to see visually, because you can kind of pick the channels out that are doing it by just like intuition and like seeing their view counts versus their comments and that kind of thing. But actually giving it a formula it can use as you buy views if the stats look like this is very difficult. We were doing things on likes, and it turns out like a lot of the channels that are buying views are also buying likes, or maybe getting legitimate likes. I don't know, but there's a whole thing of challenges going on, so I might just get rid of that. But that is essentially where I got to. So yeah, pulled it on locally, and we're going to build this out and see where it goes to. But this essentially allows us to build a completely free platform that we can build our entire business off the back of. Everyone's adding AI into things. Like Monday's adding AI in, so every time I open Monday, it's like, hey, use our AI stuff. Notion's got a Notion AI built into it as well. There's just like, there's AI everywhere, and I'd rather build the platform that does exactly what I want and what we need as a business than trying to, make something that's a third-party system work for us, which half the time, I'd love lots of these features in places like Monday, but Monday aren't going to listen to me. I have to add the idea to a board, and then that idea has to get voted to the top for them to even consider developing it. Whereas this, a quick prompt into Claude, and I can have that feature built out in like minutes. It's such a cool thing, but does take some time to go through. And the thing for me, I need to fix the design. The design isn't that great. It's just, bolted on feature after bolted on feature. This is the problem with doing it yourself versus, a proper professional firm with professional experience. But I feel like I can get it to like 90% of the way there, and then maybe hand it off to somebody that can finish it off properly or reprogram the whole thing properly, maybe. But actually, again, this is probably going to get us like most of the way there. I'm seeing more and more people just go, there's a post I saw on LinkedIn today saying like, we just completely redesigned our business website. Previously we would have spent, £5,000 speaking to a designer. They did a media kit or, brand guidelines, which would have cost them like $4,000. And the website would have cost them like $5,000 to $10,000, but it was done in a matter of weeks with them directly, with Claude, all built and published, and works perfectly. Like we're at that kind of crossroads now of stuff is actually better and faster and a lot cheaper, even if you pay for the Claude credits. And this is something I look at now with, I've hit my Claude usage limits. It's still a lot cheaper than paying for a developer. So very interesting times indeed. But I will leave there for this week. One more request. If you have any questions whatsoever, please do drop me a message, whether it's a direct message or a comment underneath these videos. Just any way possible I can help. I get enjoyment out of doing this because I enjoy sharing things. I enjoy helping people. Like I don't even know. We have a, what's it called? Flightcast. I think I pay like $50 or $100 a month for Flightcast, which aggregates all the podcast data into one place, and it allows us to push the podcast out from one place, including video. But I just don't look at it. And I dread to think, we were 150 subscribers on YouTube or something. It's tiny, but again, it comes from the love of sharing this kind of stuff because no one else does, and I feel like it's a valuable thing to be putting out there onto the internet to help people and help you with your growing channels. And it's the kind of thing that I wish some of these bigger channels would also do, so I could learn from them. And so hopefully there is something of value in here for you to help with your channels too. So I will leave it there. Send me any questions, and I will see you next week after China. Speak soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.